All right, so let's welcome, for the first time to the Virgin Radio Studios. We hope it's not the last, but he's on Hollywood Reporter's Next Generation list. Young Stars 2018. So this might be the last time we get him, guys.
Yeah, you're going to be too big soon.
That's not true. His name is Nicholas Braun. Hey, welcome, man.
And
Good to meet you guys.
Very dapper. I'm liking this suit.
Yeah,
I
it's a great
want this
suit.
suit. You're much taller than me, but I want your suit.
Yeah. You might have to just hem it up a little.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay.
Built for the 6'7" figure.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Nick, you're on a show called Succession on HBO. For a lot of people that haven't seen it, by the way, it's getting like 10-star ratings.
Yeah.
It's huge. For anybody that hasn't seen it, how would you describe it? Because it's pretty juicy.
It's about a very wealthy, powerful billionaire family. They own media, they own radio stations and TV stations and movie studios, newspapers, and it's about the sort of like innards of what it's like to be in that family and be the son or daughter of this man. I'm the cousin, the great nephew of this patriarch. The poorest member of the family.
Okay.
I can relate to that.
Yeah. Me too. So I'm just sort of like at the bottom of the totem pole when this show begins, and my arc is about trying to sort of come up and become meaningful in this family. Yeah, climbing up the ladder.
Nick, not to put you on the spot here, but when was the last time you Googled yourself?
Oh wow. I don't really do that.
No?
Maybe like a few months ago when I was looking for like my first article that came out this season, because I was like, did I sound like an idiot?
Yeah.
Did I say stupid things? So yeah, I don't do that. Why?
Because one of the first things that comes up when you Google Nick Braun is Nick Braun height.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
People want to know how big you are.
People want to know how tall you are.
How tall are you? Just so we Google it live here on the radio.
Oh wow, this is exciting.
And do it. This is the metric system, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, do it in meters. Let's go.
40,000 centimeters. No, I don't know. I'm 6'7".
Yeah.
So what is that in centimeters?
That's 1.96 meters, I think.
1.96. I gotta get up to 2.
That is actually also called taller than producer Jesse, which is how we do our metrics.
It's very impressive.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Oh wow.
I wanted to ask you, because have you found that your roles kind of leaked into your real life? Like, do you find yourself a little bit more, fancy smancy, or do you find yourself, wanting the finer things in life, or you just kind of, how to separate those things?
Yeah. Oh man, I wear a lot of suits on the show.
Yeah.
So you start to like get your suit game in order a little bit more.
Okay.
So I think my tastes in my clothing has gotten a little bit better. Thank you, Succession.
Do you get to keep the suits?
No. Maybe I've kept one of them.
Okay.
Actually, I've kept 2 jackets.
Are you admitting things that you probably shouldn't, and are they going to come after you?
A little bit.
Expense that?
Yeah, they will. Good thing there's a season 3. Otherwise,
okay, yeah.
Maybe I can like wear it in season 3, and they'll let me slide by. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you're going into very nice hotel rooms and nice apartments and escalades all the time. So, and then the day ends and you're in a van.
Yeah.
But it's
taking
pretty
the train
high
home.
living.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think people watch HBO shows because they're so deep, they're so meaty, right? There's so much to them. That's what HBO is known for.
Yeah.
What I think is so fascinating is finding out how they cast people. I mean, if you look at Game of Thrones and 6 Feet Under and all the Sopranos, all the amazing shows that they've had, they find people like yourself that it's like, wow, that person was a star. How were they not in something else before, and yet they weren't, and they became stars there. What was your process like? Was it secretive? Did you know it was an HBO show? Did you know it had anything to do with what your character is now?
I knew it was an HBO show. I knew Will Ferrell and Adam McKay were producing it, and that was like so exciting for me.
Yes.
I mean, Adam McKay has been making movies that I've loved for so long, and Will Ferrell's like
he's a god.
He's a total role model, legend to me. And we had the first script. They give you the first script, and it wasn't secretive. It was just like, here's a new 1-hour drama being made by HBO, and I read it, and it's the first episode. There's it's a lot of business jargon. I don't know much about it. But Greg so I just kind of understood him, and he isn't in that world. Like, he doesn't talk the talk. I think that's like over the course of the show, he learns that a bit more. But it was, it wasn't one of those crazy audition processes where you sign an NDA or it's like all this secret stuff.
It's just sort of out there in the open.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just I went in, I met I met Adam, and I eventually met Jesse, who's our creator, and I showed them what I thought Greg was. And the good thing about Greg is, like, when I feel nervous, I can put that into Greg, so that, like,
he's got a lot to lose.
He's got a lot to lose, and he doesn't. He's not comfortable in this world.
Right.
He's dealing with his discomfort, and what I like about that is that everybody else in the world, like, shuts that down, and they're like cool all the time. They're like, cold. And Greg isn't. He's like open to the world, and he's like excitable, and he's like, oh, this is actually really cool that I get to do this. And so that felt nice to me, to be able to be like, all right, I feel kind of crazy. I feel kind of nervous in this audition, or on set, some days when you just feel kind of nuts in your head. I can use that as Greg, and that feels really good to just like put all that stuff right into it.
Wow, amazing. Well, listen, Nicholas, we so appreciate you making time for us this morning.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
We know you have to run off to your next interview because you're welcome to the car wash at Bell.
Can we run through the traffic again?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
I'd love to.
You'd be a great traffic reporter here, no question. But man, thank you so much for making time, and congratulations on the success of Succession. It's compelling, awesome, and everybody should check it out.
Thanks so much. Yeah, great to meet you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.